Okay, so today on the Drive channel, I'm going to be working on the Ferrari again, and I'm going to be working on the center console because the little climate control box, which is its own separate piece, is actually bubbling. It's not sticky, which is very popular for these cars. A lot of them have sticky buttons. The buttons themselves and the knobs on it are okay. They're not sticky or particularly faded, but the cover on top of it has little bubbles in it. So I'm going to replace that. So hopefully at the end of today, I will have a nice bubble-free center console climate control box, and the box will be in the right place as opposed to sitting on top, which is what it's doing right now. It's kind of just sitting on top of the ashtray and sitting on top of the other trim piece, which obviously doesn't look good. So let's find out if that works. So here we are back in the sunroom, and as you can see, just to show you again, this is very bubbled here, and yeah. So the best way to fix this is to replace it. Now I did buy. They now make available a new. It was basically a sticker that goes on the outside, and it looks just like this. I took a couple of the dots out of the center. These are for obviously where the knobs go. And I experimented with the adhesive that's on the back of this to see that if I could use the speed shine here as something that can allow it to move a little bit as I push it in. So I think it worked pretty well for those. And now the question is going to be, how do I get this off? So I have a couple of razor blades here, and I don't have to be particularly careful, but I do want to make sure that I don't break anything. It just does not look like it'll come off particularly easy. So this is kind of nerve-wracking given the fact that I am really making a mess of this thing. And they're very, very expensive. Wow, I had no idea. I kind of figured it would come off in one piece, but I guess that's not how it goes. But then again, this is very, very old. This is a very old piece. I mean, it's as old as the car, so what, 25 years old now. I wonder if there's a better way. There's got to be a better way to do it than this, though. This is really, really messy. Well, no one on the internet so far has a video of somebody replacing this. So that's why I don't know what I'm doing. Because as far as I'm concerned, this is new, groundbreaking stuff here, folks. This is really groundbreaking. Isn't it? Look at that. Does not look absolutely atrocious? My word. All right, now, so I think that's everything. It looks really ugly, but luckily I have a special cleaning 3M glue remover, which I actually bought for a separate project on the Aston Martin. So I'm going to now see if I can use that to kind of clean this up a little bit. All right, now I have used this in the past as just 3M adhesive remover, and I've actually used this for taking off paint protection film, PPF. After you take off the film with a soft plastic spatula, there's always a film of like sticky residue, and this will work really well on that. So I'm hoping in this case it'll work on this today. So I'm gonna have I have a little microfiber here, a little microfiber cloth. I found a clean spot, and let's see if this. I think I'm gonna probably ruin this cloth. It would seem. Okay, so here it is. This is actually what it looks like when you really, really clean it up. Now that was a heck of a lot more work than I originally thought it would be. But it's looking pretty good now. I still need to clean it up, I think, around the stop button there. Interesting factoid about these particular units. These were used up until the MC12, Maserati. So as recently as that, these units were used, so they must have had some left over. Then I'm going to use this just to give it a little bit of, allow it to slide a little bit, so I could slide it into place. I think it should be good though. And the big question is going to be how long it stays on there, because I'm a little bit skeptical about the adhesive that they use on the back of this. So that's the only thing that makes me a little bit, let's say, nervous. But here we go. Just a quick squirt. Try not to touch any of this. And take the big one out too. Okay, so there it is. Going on was 1,000 times easier than I thought, and taking it off was about 100 times harder than I thought. I basically just need to clean up these buttons, but the buttons and the knobs here are, like I said, amazingly, astonishingly, not sticky at all. They're just they're a little bit dirtier than the brand new piece here, but beyond that, they actually look pretty good. So now the next step is to put this. To put this in the car. And if you recall, when I put the shifter in, I had to remove a couple of the supports for this because one of them was actually in the way of the new gated shifter. So I have to actually reinstall, and I'm probably going to have to glue those two little support metal brackets that this thing rests on. So, and of course, this lip here, as you can see, this goes underneath the ashtray, and then the top one goes actually underneath the plastic surround of the metal gated shifter. So we'll see how that goes.